Hey, you're listening to The Corner of Bexley. This is Clay.
And I'm Sarah.
Today is July 21st. So, birthday weekend I had. Big time. 36.
First of all, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the support so far. Please continue to support. But like Clayton said, it was Clayton's birthday on Friday. I took that day off to hang out here with my lovely husband. Who went a little wild. Not on his birthday, but for the weekend at least. Clayton, how was your birthday?
It was good. Got the new Madden, or the new NCAA game. Played that. Having a little difficulty trying to get SMU to the Natty. Set them up, first game against Notre Dame. And took me about 10 times to beat them. After going from All-American to varsity level. And I felt so accomplished after the 10th time getting that win.
Right. I said he picked the wrong school to represent. He should have picked... Well, first I said he should have picked Hawaii because I just think that would be kind of cool. And then I said maybe he should have picked the Cincinnati Bearcats. But he picked SMU, Southern Methodist. So we'll see how that goes. You're 2-0.
Yep. Got to win against Notre Dame and the Hoosiers. Set myself up with some competition. Now we got BYU.
Got the Mormons coming up next.
Yep. And you know what that means? Ass whooping for the Mormons. So, yeah, it's a fun game. Enjoying it. Reliving a lot of memories of being a kid, playing like the 2005, 7, 8.
The graphics are amazing.
It looks real. It's amazing. Because it's like, wow, is that real? Or like, because when they're entering and coming through the bowl, the entrance.
They do all the specialty entrances that, your favorite teams do. Play all of the songs you hear when you're watching on TV or whether you're at the game. Stadiums look very realistic. Yeah. It's astonishing how far graphics have come.
They went from blocky, little...
pixelated.
Yep. Kind of like, robot looking with the 64 Madden. And yeah, it's just impressive. So, PS5. So, I see they also have the Call of Duty, I think they're called skins.
The
Cody Rhodes
WWE.
Arena for that'd be awesome to have.
Yeah, I saw the Cody Rhodes one. I saw the Rhea Ripley one. I think there might be a Rey Mysterio.
Wow, that would be...
I think Dom commented how stupid it looks, but we shall see. I'm not a big Call of Duty person. I
love it.
Personally think it's
my favorite.
Boring, but of course Clayton loves it because Clayton was in the United States Marine Corps, so it brings back fond or non-fond memories. I don't know how. It just depends on how he's feeling about it during the day. But since obviously it's Clayton's birthday, we thought we would talk about some summertime memories. Clayton has a summer birthday. I have a fall birthday, so
it just having a summertime birthday for me, it was kind of hard. Because, we didn't have Facebook. And then if you didn't get the people's number before you got out of school, looking them up and, So it was kind of hard to get your high school friends, or not your high school friends, but your elementary school friends to your birthday parties, You're like, yo, I'm in first grade. I got this birthday party. Like, dang.
Right.
So.
It's very true. It's a struggle.
Unless the, like, your mom, like, friends of family, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, you can kind of, I don't want to say temper that, but you could probably, like, you know, we played sports when we were kids, so a lot of times, like, you would, you know, have your parties. I remember going to lots of parties with kids that, you know, had summer birthdays, and because I played basketball with them, or, you know, I was in gymnastics with them during the summer, you know, we would be easy to link up. But I do understand that, the struggle of people with summer birthdays.
Yeah. And so most of the time I'd be like, yo, let's go to the drive-in. Let's go to the movies. Mm-hmm. And then just kind of like remembering this week watching, I seen on Disney Plus, they had Angels in the Outfield. I was watching that when I was working out on the treadmill. And it just reminded me just going to Kenton Drive-In, watching that, and just having a good time. I wonder, it seems like Kenton's the only thing around that's still kicking drive-in.
As far as I know, if you've never been to a drive-in, I suggest you go to one. It's so much fun. I think there might be one in Columbus, or maybe two in Columbus. I've heard people mention it. I'm not sure. Obviously, we're up here in Marion, and there's one close by in Kenton.
2 features for the price of 1.
Right, and if you park correctly, you can see the other screen in your side view.
4 features.
Right. The only thing that's always kind of not great about the drive-in is you're usually getting home at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That is the only thing that I am not particularly fond of, but I like to go to the drive-in. It's fun. You know, great movies you've never, maybe didn't want to see or never seen before, then you end up seeing them. It's not super expensive. The food's always really good. They always have runts. Runts are my favorite kind of candy that's kind of obscure. And then they always have a really cool popcorn bucket, and you get
Twister. They were advertising that.
Yes, they had really cool popcorn bucket and cup. And they sold out both days for Twisters.
Sporting events and music.
Twisters.
So,
yeah, I guess the moral of this story is if you haven't been to the drive-in, go to the drive-in.
So.
Let's see, we talked about NCAA 2K25. I also got Clayton the new 2K24 WWE wrestling game too. So I asked him what he wanted. I knew the college football game was coming out. Came out on his birthday, so it was perfect. So I just waited. He didn't want me to go get it, but I just waited until he was in the shower and was like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to Walmart. I get to Walmart. They don't have the college football game out yet. So I'm actually thinking, because I think Walmart opened at 6. It's like 7:30. I'm thinking they already sold out of it. I'm like, damn, I should have got up. Should have got here at 6. They already sold out of the game.
Everybody wants it.
Right. Everybody wants it. So
everybody was just in line.
In my
Black Friday shopping.
In my mind, I was like, okay, if they don't have it, I'll get him the WWE game. And so, there was a girl there. She just happened to be like fiddling around with some stuff, and she opened a box, and I was like, hey, are you sold out of the college football game? And she was like, for what console? And I was like, PlayStation 5. And she was like, no, I have it right here. And I was like, well, since I'm already thinking about it, and it's his birthday, and I love my husband, I would give him the world if I could. I decided to get the WWE game also. So he got the NCAA 2K25 and the WWE 2024 game. So how did you feel about, you've played that, how do you feel about that?
Dom was just beating my ass.
Yo, he got his ass kicked by Dominic.
But KO, first time though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They made Dom a little beefy in this video game. Like he looked like he was working out, and I've seen him. He's not been working out like that.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics on that game also, chef's kiss. Top tier. So much manipulation you can do to your character.
Oh my. It's like comparing like Because in Dynasty mode in NCAA, you have like a slim number of like characters you can pick. You can't change the color of the hair or the facial features. You just pick this guy to be the coach. And then versus WWE, you can just change everything, the eyes, the shape of the eyes, width, and then you can go in and then you can like manipulate like if they're oval.
Yeah.
So it is just wild on everything you can do, like the arcing of the eyebrows. I had some like crazy evil looking mischievous
I left the room for a few seconds and I came back and I was like, what did you do to his face?
Oh man, cartoon character. Just evil, menacing.
Right. Looks like he ties women to the train tracks.
Yeah.
And shit like that. It was definitely wild. But yeah, those are the two games Clayton got. We'll update you on Clayton's road to glory
as I become champion.
Try to get the championship.
Take on Cody Rhodes.
Football and trying to get the championship belt in wrestling.
Sheesh. Wow. Man. Oh, so my wife has found this new obsession. The Ninja slushy machine.
So if you haven't seen, Ninja has a new gadget out. I think last year, maybe the year before, they came out with the Ninja Creamy that made like ice cream and sherbet and all of that other good stuff. And I thought that was cool. But then they came out with a slushy maker recently. It's currently sold out, but I'm definitely getting it. And basically, like, you just add your favorite whatever. You can add your favorite. I saw somebody do, like, the blue Hawaiian punch. I saw somebody do Baja Blast, which, listen, Taco Bell is going to be coming for you if they see that. Your favorite soda, your favorite juice, your favorite whatever, and they have different settings. They have, regular slushy, spiked slushy, milkshake, frappe if you want to put coffee in and some creamer, make your own frappuccinos. And you just add your liquid. You don't have to add any ice or any of that. And it's like an old school like slushy maker like you see, like that just spins. And it spins and it spins and it spins. And it looks like it takes probably about 25 to 30 minutes. And next thing you know, you got your own slushie.
I wonder if they have recipe books that come in it.
I don't know, but we'll find out when I get one. Because when I get one, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are going to hear about it.
Oh, man.
And my birthday's coming up.
Yeah, so she'll probably...
I have every video I see on TikTok, I send it to Clayton. Just so he knows. This is what I want.
The seed is planted.
It's $300, but I want it. And I feel like I would use it. Sidebar, slushies give me nightmares. But I think it could just be like gas station slushies.
Maybe.
So.
What about Jersey? Does Jersey slushies give you nightmares?
No, actually.
So,
I think it's just gas. Like, I remember we used to...
They're using the wrong kind of chemicals.
I don't know, maybe the air that they put in it.
Cheap chemicals to make the syrup.
But we would always get one, like go to like Circle K or go to Speedway, get a slushie, get red or blue or mix them all together is what I used to do. And for some reason I'd always have like a nightmare. So it could just be the chemicals in the slushie. But I can't wait because I'm getting this Ninja slushie. I don't care what anybody thinks or how anybody feels about it. Fuck y'all. I'm getting it.
Damn. So 4 more days and the Olympics start. I think they're starting football, soccer we Americans really call it.
Yes.
So that's gonna be an exciting time. Everyone.
Yes.
I wonder if they'll be betting on soccer. If FanDuel will be having that. I haven't seen.
Oh, you mean like betting on the Olympics?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't really know how that works, but I feel like you can bet on kind of anything on FanDuel or whatever.
Yeah.
FanDuel, whatever that other one is.
Yo, I don't know if I see. Oh yeah, like I said last week, the odds on Bronny scoring what was it, 25 points in a game. You know, make some money. Throw that money down. You gotta risk it.
So when I wrote down, obviously Friday the 26th, Paris Olympics opening ceremonies. I can't wait to see the opening ceremonies. See all the fancy stuff. I think they're doing it like a riverboat style or something, like teams on boats or something, which sounds messy. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I made that up in my mind that that's what they were doing because I saw all the like hoopla around the commercial. But I thought maybe we talk about some of the sports we're looking forward to watching. The Olympics is a time of year where you get to see sports, not just the Summer Olympics, but the Winter Olympics also. But we'll talk about that some other time. Where you get to see sports that you don't see on a regular basis. Yes, we watch football, American football, and Canadian football sometimes too. American football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer. We watch all of those sometimes on a normal basis, or they're on in some kind of capacity in our life. But there are also sports out there that this is their grand stage. This is the only time anybody's ever really paying a whole lot of attention to them, looking at them closely.
Water polo is getting,
well,
you'll be watching that.
Yes. Anything that has the United States or your own country of your choice, whoever you're rooting for. Obviously, I'm rooting for the U.S. I don't know if Cuba has a team in anything. I know they usually, like in the weightlifting and the wrestling and maybe like taekwondo, judo, all that stuff, they usually throw some people in there. I always root for the Cuban players. I have Cuban ancestry. That's the only reason why I root for them. But for the most part, it's USA all together.
USA all day. You got the shooting coming up. Skateboarding, sports climbing, surfing.
Archery, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Breakdancing, I still am slightly confused about it. Like, I'm interested in watching it because is it like, yes, is it like teams? Is it teams and individual sports, a la gymnastics, where there's like the team sport, and then there's individual stuff, and then there's like the all around for the individual. Also, was there a committee and they were like, you know what, the Olympics
the best moves. You're
right.
in. You're representing USA.
You know what the Olympics is missing? Breakdancing. Like, I'm just slightly confused on how it got in there. I'm not mad at it because it's just one more thing that we get to tune into. But I'm just kind of like, fencing.
I guess we'll have to watch and see.
Yes, fencing is always
beach volleyball is always a good one.
Yes. Surfing is making its debut this year, so I'll be excited to see that. Yes, badminton. Gymnastics obviously is another one I'm looking for personally. Oh, equestrians.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I mean, I want to say, like, I enjoy watching all the Olympic sports, but that's one I always would take notice because it's a horse, and they're jumping and you gotta clear. And I'd just be like, come on.
It's very nerve-wracking. Swimming, obviously we have United States and, the United States and Australia have a little bit of beef going on right now. Fair. Diving is always kind of cool to see. And, you want the minimal amount of splash, especially when they do pairs. It's so cool to see if they can kind of mirror each other.
Yeah. So
we'll be tuning in to all of that.
Golf.
But golf was in last year, and we'll see.
Handball.
I don't even know really what happened in golf last year, or the last time the Olympics was going on. So. But we'll see. It should be interesting to see how Paris treats the Olympics, see how things go. I know, they didn't seem too happy. By them, I mean like the patrons, the people that live in Paris, didn't seem too enthusiastic about hosting the Olympics, which I understand. I've heard things in the past from other states and countries and cities that have hosted the Olympics, and it's crippled their economy because basically for this 2-week period of time or however long it is, there's this influx of people and influx of money, and then all of a sudden all of that shit goes away. And unless you're a country that does a lot of hosting, which Paris does, I'm sure they've done FIFA stuff and soccer stuff and concerts and things like that, you're not using your Olympic stadium as often, so then it's just sitting doing nothing. If you've never Googled like the ruins of Olympic villages or Olympics in the past, do it. It's very fascinating. Let's see. Then we have college football. Starts August 24th. Looking forward to that. Football will be back. We'll all be tuned into football because that's what we like to watch is football.
Yeah, OH.
IO.
We were talking about how try to go down and get to a Buckeye game this year.
Yes. I personally, yes, do I want to go to a home game? Sure. But personally, Ohio State plays Northwestern at Wrigley Field. And I kind of want to go to that. I know tickets are probably like $500, but I think it would be dope.
Let's see.
Of course, we'll be following Ohio State because we live in Ohio.
And then we'll also be following the U, Miami, producing, legends like Bernie Kosar.
I didn't say any of that.
Giving coaches like Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy was going to be a star regardless of whether he coached at Miami or not. Anyway, Michael Irvin, yes, all of those people. But we were closely following Ohio State. Curious to see how Coach Prime and Colorado do this year now that it's their second year. Hopefully, the portal treated them right, I guess. Curious to see how Ohio State does with their new quarterback since their other quarterback couldn't... I don't think that he couldn't handle being the quarterback of Ohio State, but with...
Where'd he go, like Syracuse?
Yes. With that, when you become the guy at these high-profile schools...
Ohio State is not...
They're going to come for
animals down in Columbus.
Like, it's dog-eat-dog world.
They got the fucking things, man.
If you're
Fans are fucking rough.
And I don't think it's not just Ohio State. It's any school, big name school. If you're not doing it or they don't feel like you're doing it, go sit down. Like, that's just how it is. And I feel like maybe after, the few losses he had at Ohio State, he lost to Michigan, and they lost maybe in the playoff or something. I don't know. I don't really remember. But I think the losses that he had, it opened his eyes to like, oh, this is a different ball game. Like, they're serious about this. And, with social media adds that extra lasting effect where you think like, oh, okay, I had a bad day. I can go home, shut off. And there's people on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok calling you names, calling out your family, saying wild shit to you and your family, which isn't okay, but that is what comes with it. And unfortunately, I feel like maybe that wasn't... Also, I think we brought in a quarterback and the quarterback we had didn't think like, oh, I shouldn't have to compete for my job. And it's like... Yeah. Even in the NFL, you got to compete for your job. So what are you talking about? So he went to Syracuse. And I've seen Syracuse faithful kind of say, a 9-4 season is like a national championship to us, because they're a basketball school traditionally. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the Buckeyes get a win against our rivals this year. I hope the season goes well.
Fingers crossed.
Definitely.
Ryan Day's just been having a hell of a time with the team up north.
He definitely has, but they lost a lot of their starters and their head football coach, for that matter. Which, hey, he said he did what he needed to do and hightailed it back to the NFL. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to be a college football coach, but it's definitely different now than it was
10 years ago.
Not 15. Even that, 5 years ago.
Yeah. I'm just see how this with the transfer portal and the NIL deals. See what happens. It's going to be interesting, because I wonder if there's going to be teams that you say, like, all of a sudden, like Kansas, like, just starts, just makes is in the A seed in the playoff,
Right.
Some team like that.
If I have money to throw at, I mean, you heard,
Oregon with Nike.
Yeah, you heard the head of the guy who was a co-founder of Nike said, "Hey, I want to win." Also, Oregon always has the coldest uniforms. Everything, all their stuff is always banging because they're in the backyard of Nike. He said, "Yo, I will give unlimited whatever for us to get a national championship." That's great. Do I feel like students should be getting paid in some magnitude? Absolutely. There are people in these stands with my quote-unquote jersey on, and I can't buy my jersey. And I'm an athlete, and I'm on scholarship, so there's all these limited things that I can't do to make money to live and survive. Like, especially if your parents aren't able to foot the bill for you to live normally as a college student, then you're kind of boxed in. But I also see where it kind of breeds laziness, because I don't have to take constructive criticism if I'm a football player. You can't tell me that I'm pulling up from this logo and shooting this 3 in somebody's eye. You can't tell me anything, because guess what? I'm going to get in that transfer portal, and some other school out there is going to offer me the world, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go there. So that's the only thing that can cause a little bit of harm, because I feel like you're going to start seeing the kind of sloppy play in basketball as you see in football. That college to pro learning curve is getting a little longer now that we've introduced NIL and the transfer portal.
And then it's like, what about building the relationships, like the quarterback receiver relationships, the running back quarterback relationships,
Right.
And it's like, are they going to be able to form these, cohesive teams?
Or is it just a one and done situation? I mean, that's I guess the only thing that's good about college is college isn't one and done, but it kind of is if you hop in that transfer portal. And we played a year. Like I saw, is it Quentin Evers, the quarterback for Texas?
Yeah. He
left graduated high school early to come to Ohio State. And they did an interview with him recently, because he is on the cover of the 2K25 game. And he said, he's like, I didn't realize that it was that cold in Columbus. It's cold up there. I'm from Texas. It gets cold. And he was like, also, it was far for me. My family is here in Texas, my siblings, my friends, and that's true. When you're a kid and you've never been anywhere, maybe without your parents, it's like, yo, I'm up here, I'm in this different state with these different people. They talk different, they sound different.
They don't call it Coke, they call it pop.
Right, everything is different to me, and I don't understand. But he did say, like, me going up there and sitting in that quarterback room and sitting behind CJ Stroud and with Coach Day made me a better quarterback. There isn't anything wrong with that. I get it. Sometimes life happens and you go off to college across the country and then something happens to your parents or your siblings or somebody back home or something happens back home, and that's where your mind is back home instead of out on the football field. So why shouldn't I be able to transfer to a college in my state and still play football or basketball or baseball and not have to sit out a year? I'm completely fine with that. But it's when you get this, like, you guys promised me this X amount of money and you guys aren't delivering X amount of money, and so now I don't want to go there, I want to go someplace else. Or the coach yelled at me and I didn't like it, so now I'm taking my talents to South Beach. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens.
And then I wonder what is that going to do for the NFL quality of players next?
Right.
Are they going to be developed, or are you just getting this half? You know?
We'll see, because the NFL preseason starts Thursday, August 8th, and the regular season starts
Cincy.
Thursday, September 5th. So we'll see what it looks like. You know, I feel like the quality of the NBA has been watered down by the one and done situation that happened in their realm. And then you saw, you know, coaches like Coach K with Duke and Roy Williams with North Carolina kind of step aside and say, you know what? I got into coaching, and I know coaching has ebbs and flows and trends and stuff, but I didn't sign up for this, and I don't want to do this anymore. And we've seen Coach K, or Coach Calipari, go take his talents to Arkansas. Arkansas probably is going to give a whole lot of money, because you have alumni like Jerry Jones and Walmart and all of those things. Tyson Chicken going to be able to shell out that money to those kids, which Kentucky could too. But if I'm paying these players and they're only going to be here for one season, why aren't we winning national championships, Coach Calipari? Please explain that to me. Why are we getting beat by teams like Oakland? Because Oakland's squad has been together and there's a cohesiveness. They know each other. They play like a team instead of 5 individuals. So, but anyway, back to the NFL. We'll see what it looks like when preseason happens. You know, there's lots of storylines to follow. You have, you know,
Aaron Rodgers making a comeback.
That wingding.
Nick Chubb coming off a
Nick Chubb, I saw
injury.
him lifting a bunch of weights for I don't know why the reason, but we'll see. You have, I can't remember his name. I think maybe he's, I don't know if he's defense or offense for San Francisco, who wants to be traded because they're not giving him, I don't know what he feels like he deserves. Apparently.
Oh, Brandon?
Yeah. I don't know if he got traded or if they're trying to trade him, but I feel like there's some disgruntlement there. Who else? CJ Stroud will be in his second year. We'll see how he does. I hope he does great.
MVP.
I mean, not well enough to win the Super Bowl, but just good enough that I can say he's doing good. Dak was in a walking boot, so who knows what's going on there. I'm not saying I don't care right now, but I kind of don't. Joe Burrow coming off that weird wrist thing. I saw in a podcast where he said he's gained like 15 pounds, like put on 15 pounds of muscle, so good for him. So he's trying to get stronger.
More protection. Take those hits.
Yeah.
You gotta walk.
Because your offensive line is trash, and you're not getting people to protect your quarterback. And if you can't do that, he's going to go someplace else and win a Super Bowl for somebody else.
He just ends up in Dallas.
Oh, God, I don't know how I feel about that.
And he wins a Super Bowl.
I would be all right with it. If that is what happens, cool. If that's not what happens, I like Joe Burrow. I think he's a good person. I would hate to call him names.
Hurt his feelings.
Right, to his face.
You're trash. You're trash.
And that it's like a double. It would be like a double suck because he's also from Ohio.
Happened there,
yeah, and I'm like, oh, God, I feel so bad. Will the Chiefs win another Super Bowl and three-peat?
Oh, I hope not. Jeez. You had it. Where? Man.
Who else? What else? I don't know. We'll just see how everybody does. I'm excited for football season. I think everybody's excited for football season at this point because the only sports thing that's on right now is the WNBA and
G League.
G League, Summer League is what they call it. Is on. I've watched a little bit of it. I haven't watched Bronny play, so I can't comment on how I feel about his style of play. So, and then the Olympics will happen, and then we'll roll right into football season. So, yeah, excited about those things to come.
13 more days until SummerSlam.
Yes, SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio. So super excited to go to that. I kind of wish we would have booked to go Friday and Saturday because I know Sami Zayn is having his little comedy show.
Sammy with Friends.
Yeah, and I think it looks really fun and really funny. So I wish we could
see what happens.
I tried to look for it because it doesn't start until like 10 p.m. or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, we definitely have to stay. And I already booked a hotel, but I only booked it for one night. And I tried to look, and it would be really expensive to book another night. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, but excited to see. Looks like we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Championship. We're going to have the Ring General Gunther versus El Campeón, Damian Priest for the Heavyweight Championship. We're going to have Bayley versus Queen of the Ring Nia Jax for the...
I wonder if Tiffy Time would be cashing it in.
Listen, I'm not saying she would be dumb not to, but I feel like if
Jax loses...
Yes. Well, either way...
She's cashing
Whoever wins... Or whoever loses, I feel like she should cash in on him. It would be even sweeter if it was Nia, because they're like, we're buddies. And it's like, y'all are buddies until that belt gets involved.
To that shiny little thing around your waist I want.
Right.
Give it to me. And she's going to have to be like, pocket sand.
Right.
Like, fireball.
You have Rhea versus Liv. You have, which I don't know. I feel like there's probably going to be some involvement in some other, like, I don't know if there's going to be, tag team champion matches yet. They haven't really said. We have two new on both Raw and SmackDown. You have
Logan and, LA.
Oh, yeah, you have LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I would like to see Logan drop it. Obviously, Logan is from Cleveland, so I don't know. But they did have Drew lose in Scotland, so it's possible.
I think it happened.
I just feel like Logan Paul has a lot of outside stuff that he likes to do. He also has a baby on the way. And he's defended his championship twice since having it. And he's had it for a while. Like, even Austin Theory was defending that championship a whole lot. So, we'll see. It should be exciting. I'm excited. Clayton's excited. It'll be fun. Hopefully more. This first of many WWE events that we go to. Trying to get to SummerSlam. Or not SummerSlam. Trying to get to
Vegas for WrestleMania
next year, so we'll see what happens.
Vegas, Paris.
So Clayton had an interaction at the YMCA the other day.
Oh yeah, this is a story.
Told me to remind him to tell this story. So
I thought this would be just wild, and I'm just gonna sprinkle the allegedly. like locker talk, could be talking it up, So this guy was in the locker room talking about how he took his car, and he's just like, yeah, I have the worst luck ever. He's like, I took my car in, I told him the fuse is short now. He's like, all right, come back, we'll call you. He goes to the restaurant. All of a sudden, he gets a call back, and they're like, you need to get back here. Sheriff's on their way. We need to talk. He's like, what? So he gets there. Come to find out, this vehicle had stolen IDs, credit cards, and security, like social security numbers, stashed into this box, hidden in there. And this guy who purchased this vehicle a couple months ago from someplace or whatever, so having to deal with that. And it was wild to hear that, just to be like, dang, that kind of dumb luck to be, you get this vehicle, and all of a sudden you get like electrical issues, you take it in to get it fixed, and all of a sudden you have the sheriff there just being like, yeah, investigation, you're under arrest, you're the guy.
That is wild to me.
So,
like, I guess, but I don't know. My question is, so I remember the first like used car I bought from a dealership. I went there to buy a different car, and there was another car that was the same make and model of the car that I was actually going to look at, but it was newer.
Right. And
they had just got it. Like, they hadn't even put like the stickers on for how much it was going to cost. It still had that that seat cover that has the little beads on it.
Oh yeah.
It still had that in it. They hadn't done any, they hadn't cleaned it, they hadn't done anything to it. Luckily, the people I think that owned it before were older, because they had put new brakes, new tires. It was clean already. They just needed to take like the steering wheel cover and the seat cover off.
You didn't want to keep the beads?
No, not at all. So when I got there and I saw that one, I was like, okay, well, how much would it be if I, instead of doing a loan for this one, did a loan for this one? And so I ended up getting it, and that's all they did was they took like the stuff that was visible and they took it. So I guess I get like where you could get a used car and they haven't like, maybe they've done their inspection but they haven't completed it. But for there to be like,
yeah, like this just stash of fucking illegal activity in there.
Wild.
Yo, could you imagine, like, just a brick of cocaine, just coke.
Right. Like, whew. Until I'm just like, damn, did they set this man up for failure, or did they really not know?
Wife's like, I don't like this man. I'm trying to get rid of him. Right. Trying to get him to do life. So, that was wild stuff from the locker room. Around the locker room talk.
Around the locker room at the YMCA. So I think this is the end of the episode. Thanks again, for joining us. Thank you for joining us. You can like and subscribe and listen to us on YouTube. We are now on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Thank you all for your support. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Enjoy yourselves and catch us next week.
See ya.
Bye.